Hi everyone, it's Marianne, and today I'm heading to a plant swap in Silver Spring. It's the Plants Alive slash Cultivate the City combined plant swap, and it's also the Makers Market at Plants Alive. They always have it every end of the month, and I've never been to one. And since they're also doing a plant swap at the same time, I thought I should go because, like I said, I haven't been there in a while because it's kind of a bit of a drive for me. Second, I haven't been to a plant swap in a while. And third, I also want to tour the greenhouse and see what they currently have. So yeah, but before I start, if you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Marianne. Welcome to My Oasis Life, where I take you along my houseplant journey and share with you some of my tips and tricks along the way. I also create lifestyle content that is focused on sustainability, wellness, productivity, as well as share with you some of my personal and travel vlogs here and there. So if that type of content interests you, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel before the end of this video, and also give this video a like and comment down below. I would love to hear from you. But yeah, so before I head to Plants Alive, I want to show you the plants that I plan to trade out. But honestly, I am not looking to find a plant or any wish list plants. I don't know, maybe something there that I would see that I would like, but I'm trying to not be stingy with the plants that I got, because usually when I go to plant swaps, I have a strategy to get like the most out of my trade. But like right now, if I don't find anything good but people want my plants, I'll probably just like either give it away or like sell it for like a low price. I'm not looking into like making sure I have a plant that I really like before I do a swap. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, so let me show you the plants that I plan to bring. First off is this variegated string of hearts. I do have a Hoya Polynora cutting that I just did, sticking it in here, so I'm bringing that as well. And let's head downstairs and check out the other plants that I plan to bring. I potted them up this morning, so they're not really like potted up well. I have to tell the people that if they get my plant, they have to like repot, because I just did like a not so good job of repotting it just so I can transfer it from home to the location. But yeah, so let's go downstairs and check it out. Here's the plants that I brought to the swap. The spider plant, my Piper sylvaticum cuttings, some of them, some Cebu blue propagation, silver glory, variegated string of hearts fishtail, you saw that already, Monstera Sedliana aurea, Sedliana albo, Syngonium albo, and the Syngonium magic marble. And yeah, that clip was already taken when I got to the event, but this is me going to Plants Alive and really excited to see what plants they have at the greenhouse, as well as what plants people brought to swap. So I just got here, already bought the plant, but let's check out the greenhouse. They're playing music, so I'm just going to do a voiceover. But I've done a couple of tours of Plants Alive in the past, and this is a great greenhouse. I would say the best in the DMV area, just because they have such a wide variety of plants and they're such well taken care of. So if Plants Alive is like a far off drive for you, because it is a little bit further outside of Washington DC, it is like quite a drive for me, but like going here is never disappointing because you always find amazing plants, and I'm pretty sure you would find at least one of your wish list plants in this greenhouse. Like that alocasia, that is one of my wish list plants. I kind of wish I gotten one of them. One of them was labeled $25. Not sure if that was a mispriced because others were like $60 and up. But and this is a Hoya that bloom, a Hoya carnosa. I personally never had my Hoyas bloom, so this is my first time seeing a Hoya bloom in person. So I was really excited and I really wanted to get a close-up of it. And I didn't actually have a chance to smell it because like the plant was high up, but like it didn't really smell anything to me from that distance. And a Hoya linearis and more Hoyas over here. They do have a good selection of Hoyas that you'll see later. And this is Jose Bueno. They also have a good selection of rare plants. And look at this one. This is really cute with the Brazil and the Micans trellising this canopy and a Gloriosum. They also have lots of philodendrons here and tons of ficus plants. Pretty much every ficus plant that you could think of, well, at least those are like commonly as houseplants is there. And I found variegated Hoya. And this one was like $25 and the large one was like $49, $50. I think that's a good price. And I love this little section that they have in the middle now. And Kentiana or Watii variegated. Can't really tell apart the two. Still in the Hoya Kyrie Albo Marginata, looking really good. And then over right next to it is the Apropanum pinnatum, aka the Baltic Blue. And here's an Aglaonema that I don't recognize. I think it's an Aglaonema because it's in the Aglaonema section, but it looks pretty cool. And so is this one. And then we have the Pink Princess Philodendron. This one I think is a safer and a better buy than the Costa Farms one because it is priced a little bit higher. This one's $85 compared to the $50 from Costa Farms, but it's more variegated. And you got the Monsteras, more Alocaceous over here, and the Fly Constellation Monstera. They have a really huge one in store, and they have baby ones too if you want to purchase the baby ones, because I don't think the large one is for sale. That is their mother plant. And here's a variegated banana tree. They have a huge large one outside. I think I showed it in a clip earlier. And this is I don't think it's an Adansonii, but it's a type of Monstera. And they got like Hoyas on stakes, the Philodendron Painted Lady, I believe, Syngonium albo, Syngonium confetti, more baby painted ladies, and they have a Synapsis Jade Satin, and a lot of plants here, honestly. And this is the rare room, so they have like a bunch of the rare plants all in this section. And I think that's a Syngonium batik. I'm not sure, maybe just a regular Syngonium plant. Looks like just a white butterfly, but they do have their other rare plants inside of the IKEA greenhouse cabinet locked up. And they here have the Epipanum pinnatum variegata, and it says bugs at work, so I think they're using beneficial insects here to help them with the pests and everything. They have a Philodendron Brazil and more of those plants that they have in the IKEA greenhouse cabinet. And here's their selection of shingling plants. I believe these are all Rhaphidophora and not Synapsis or Monstera, but I think they have Monstera dubia somewhere. And here's some more Anthuriums, large ones, and this is Philodendron Ring of Fire, I believe, variegated version for $200. And yeah, they have lots of rare plants here. If you're a hunt for one, I'm pretty sure you can find it here, or you could ask the owner Jeff to source it for you, and I'm pretty sure they could source it for you. And here we have a Hoya curtisii, some cactus. They have really good cacti selection in here too, very rare varieties, not just the common ones. And you have the string of pearls, the string of hearts, all the string of plants. You can find a good selection of those type of plants here as well, and of course your succulents and more cactus. And here we have the actual plant swap event. They have a free table. I put my spider and Cebu Blue here. I also got a couple of free plants in here yet. And here are some of the plants that were being swapped. I couldn't film everything, but there was like a good selection of plants and attendees to the event. And I'd really had a lot of fun during this plant swap. Hi everyone, so it's been a couple of days since the plant swap, and I'm going to share with you what I got from the plant swap event. And I'm currently outside, so sorry if you hear any like background noise, like animals, children, the AC. I would film inside, but ironically, it's a lot hotter inside the house than it is outside. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and share with you the plants that I got. Very first one is this, and this is probably like the best one that I got. And I actually didn't trade with this. This is the plant that I bought 5 minutes into the event. Like, I came to event, as you might have seen in my intro, that I don't plan to like get anything, let alone buy anything, but within 5 minutes of being there, I got this. This is the Philodendron White Wizard. This is a seedling, and it's from the Stripe Stem shop. And I mean, it's $25, and it's, I've always wanted a philodendron white knight, white princess, or I guess now white wizard. And I asked the vendor what's the difference between white knight and the white wizard, because there's only like $5 difference between this one and the white knight seedling, and it had like the same level of variegation. And he kind of explained to me it's just like the way they grow and the stem. So the philodendron white wizard would have the white variegation on the stem, while the white knight wouldn't have it. And the white knight also has like a brown variegation. And I don't know if he means on the stem only or on the leaves as well, while the white wizard only had like the white and green. So I went with the white wizard and see how it goes. And it actually came in a different pot, but I also got this from the plant swap, like 3 of this terracotta pot on the free section. And I just grabbed all 3 pots and I repotted it the moment I got home, and I saw it has like really extensive roots already. So kind of like happy with this one. So this was $25, but like one of the plants that I brought, I ended up selling, which was the Syngonium albo, and I sold it for $15. So technically this one only cost me $10. And next one is another philodendron, and I feel like I'm getting a lot more philodendron this year. And this one I believe is the Painted Lady, and I traded this with my variegated string of hearts and Hoya fishtail. Is it like an even trade? Maybe not, but like I said, I went to the trade not really caring if I get an even trade or not. I was more interested in just giving away the plants and sharing the plant love. And with this one, she actually offered me a Hoya, which is like, I think the Hoya Wilbur Graves or something, which is like, I know a popular Hoya and like a Hoya like everyone wants. But like I told her, I know this is like a very sought after Hoya, but I don't know anything about it, and I don't really like the way it looks, so I'm gonna pass. And so I just went with the Folded Painted Lady, which I know is more accessible now and a lot cheaper, but I like the way it looks a lot better than the Hoya that she was offering me, even though that one is more popular and probably more expensive. And next one is a philodendron Brandtianum. I had a Brandtianum before, but like a juvenile one that didn't really work out for me, so I gave it to a friend. But at the plant swap, somebody had this who is actually a fellow Instagrammer and kind of recognized me from my Instagram and YouTube as well. So hi if you're watching. And so she had this, and she had like 3 cuttings, and I traded my Monstera Stadliana Aurea with her. So I'm gonna give the Brandtianum another shot, see if it works out with me, since it's a lot more mature cuttings with a lot thicker stems. And this was about 3 cuttings, but like when I got home, like I made some more cuttings out of it. So I think now it's about 4 cuttings. And for those of you who might know, I did a tropical bed outside. So I think I'm going to plant the 2 single leaf cuttings on the plant bed, see what happens, because it seems like a lot of the plants that I planted there is like really thriving. So maybe this would thrive too. And this one I'm going to try to water or moss propagate and then see what happens. And maybe I could also give it eventually a moss pole to climb on, and maybe it would work out well, because I've seen people have this on a moss pole and it looks really good when mature. But if it's like it's just a small plant that looks kind of like a philodendron basil or any other philodendron hydrangeum, they don't really look good. So but if they're larger and more mature, they actually look good on a moss pole. So hopefully I will achieve that with this one, and we'll see how this fare well in the tropical bed garden. So the rest of the houseplants that I bought, I just gave out. The only one that I came back with was surprisingly the Silver Glory. But I kind of like also kind of like saved it because I'm going to use it for an upcoming giveaway, which if you're not subscribed to me yet, go subscribe, because I'm going to announce that giveaway really soon, because it's going to be my birthday giveaway, and August is my birthday month. So the rest of the plants that I bought, the Syngonium Magic Marble, the Monstera Stadliana Albo, the Piper, I just gave out to people who wanted them. And I think whatever else that I bought with me, oh, the Cebu Blue Pothos, I also immediately just brought it to the free table, as well as the spider plant. And I actually met the person who got the spider plant, and it's going to a really great home. I'm kind of happy with my decision to bring the spider plant, because while it is a good plant, I'm not really paying attention to it, not getting taken care of pretty well. So I just gave it away. But in return, I also got lots of plants for free. So let me show you the ones that I got for free without any trades. So onto the plants that I got for free. I got 3 of them, and one I found at the free plant table, which is a succulent. Well, actually 3 succulents. It was actually in a large pot with the huge mother plant, but I just like took 3 of the babies and put it on this terracotta pot that was also on the free plant section, and like kind of planted it in there. So I'm not much of a succulent person, but I thought this one was pretty. So if I grew tired of it, I do have a succulent bowl inside the house where I just like dump all my succulents that I don't like anymore and just like let it all grow together. And so far they're all thriving. So if this one I grow tired of it or didn't have any space for it anymore, I'll just put it there and I'm pretty sure this would do really well. But I like that it's like a different color. It's lighter. It has like a pinkish bluish color to it. And the mother plant looked like a really huge rosette type succulent. So I'm excited for this one to become like that too, if ever, if I don't kill it before then. And the next free plant that I got is like a really generous gift and a great score if I know how to take care of it. Because unfortunately, I have not been having great luck with my anthuriums, and the philodendron that I got from the Arid Asia, the philodendron splendid, is also kind of like in rehab right now. And this one is kind of like as finicky as that, which is the philodendron verrucosum. So she gave this to me for free. She said she was also having issues with it, and she gave it to me to see if I could have better luck with it. But like I said, I have the hybrid version of this one, the Splendid, which is a hybrid of this and the Melanochrysum. And that one is like propagating in water right now because it suffered from root rot after I received it from Arid Asia, even though I received it in a relatively great condition. So now I have it in moss, and I'm also thinking of like planting it in the tropical bed, see how well it does. Because again, if it does great, then great. If not, then I mean, I give it a shot. This is not a plant that's exactly on my wish list, but I know this is a very popular house plant, and since someone was giving it to me for free, why not see how well I do with it. And I do like that even though this plant is still juvenile, you could really see the characteristics of a verrucosum already, as well as the fuzzy petiole. You can see the underside, like it's really the reddish one, even though the plant is very juvenile, and I can see a new growth already coming out. It is not rooted at all. It has some roots, but it's not like fully rooted. So I kind of like have it in the moss-like situation. And again, I might try planting it outside, see what happens, but we will see. The last one that I got is something that I won off a trivia game, because Cultivate the City was also having like a trivia game, which depending on the number of answers that you get right, you have a certain group of plants that you could choose from. And I think I got about like maybe 6 or 7 out of the 10 questions. So I had a pretty good selection of plants, and I was choosing between the Cebu Blue Pothos, which has a mature leaf, although like the new growth aren't mature yet because they weren't staked up, and the Apropanum pinnatum aurea, which is a great plant that is rooted, but it is not very variegated. It did, according to Niraj, it came from a very variegated plant, but this one kind of like reverted, and he is not sure if the variegation would come back, but I could give it a shot if I just like stake it up immediately when I get home and give it a lot of light. Here it is. It is the plant on this side, and it's growing on the top. That is the Apropanum aurea, and as you can see, it's not very variegated, and it has some variegation if you look really closely, but again, not much. And then the new leaf just started to unfurl, and I did pot it together with the Apropanum pinnatum albo that I received from Arid Asia. I figured since it has a lot of space, both are still like juvenile, and this is a lot of moss for one plant, I decided to pot them up together for now, and eventually I know I have to separate them. But now while they're growing, they can share a room right now. They're gonna be like siblings sharing a room. But yes, that is the Plant Swap event hosted by Cultivate the City and Plants Alive during their Makers Market event, which happens every end of the month. If you are in the DMV area, Washington DC area, do check out Plants Alive and Cultivate the City. They have great plants and great programs that you can participate in, and events like this you can go to. And those are the plants that I got from the plant trade. And if you like my philodendron white wizard or any of the plants that they carry, as you may have seen earlier in the vlog, I'll also put the socials of the striped stem shop. Right now they're just an online shop that occasionally does pop up, but they might be able to ship even if you're not from the DMV area. So just go check out their socials and reach out to them. I'll leave them all down below. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you're new here, please do subscribe. I come up with videos every week. And if you found any value in this video and want to show me extra support, please do consider sending me a super thanks. The button is down below. And any super thanks you sent me will go back to my channel to help me create better and more videos for you all. And if you haven't yet, check out these videos up here until my next one. But until then, I see you, I appreciate you, take care of yourself and each other, and have a plentiful day. Bye.